Hey guys, it's Bethany and it's time for my next pregnancy update. This is actually going to be weeks 22 through 26. So sorry it's been so long since I did an update. I'm currently 27 weeks pregnant and things just kept on coming up like crazy where I wasn't able to film. I was out of town because my brother and my sister-in-law are also having a baby, and so we were there for their gender reveal, and then they were here for a week, so I was spending time with them, and then, you know, getting back into work. And then I had a I'm still getting over it, really rough stomach virus that has just totally kicked my butt for over a week. So I've been just living the life. So that's why it's taken so long, but I took notes throughout each week, so I know kind of what happened each one of those weeks. So I'm just going to go through it, and then I'll show you guys my 27-week baby bump at the end. So week 22. All right. So during week 22, I noticed that I definitely had to start using the bathroom a lot more. I had gone from like the first trimester where you're paying a ton to a couple, well, probably like 6 weeks where I was like, oh, okay, this is like a normal amount, you know, depending on how much I drink, because obviously how much I go. I was only getting up like, I'd say like once or twice in the middle of the night, and then by week 22 that started increasing a lot, where now I'm kind of getting up more like the 4+ times a night. And I'm typically having to go to the bathroom about every hour, sometimes every half an hour, depending on how much liquids I'm getting in. So having to pee quite a bit. I think a lot of it is also because baby is really low. I will probably be using, if it's a boy or a girl in this video, because I did post my gender reveal. So if you don't want to be spoiled and you want to see that first, go ahead and pause this and go check out that gender reveal video real quick. But we are having a boy, and so I think that he is really low, so I think that's also why I'm having to go to the bathroom a lot. And thank you guys so much for all the sweet comments on our gender reveal video. I wanted to incorporate some videos, but I didn't know if people who were there would really want that, so I just kept it to pictures. And I still think it came out really cute, but I really enjoyed that and just been so awesome seeing all of your guys' comments. So thank you guys on that. We're so stoked to have a little boy. So yeah, so I think he's kind of sitting on my bladder a little bit more, so that's probably why I'm going to the bathroom a lot. At the 22-week mark, I was up about 13 pounds pre-pregnancy, or basically when I started IVF. Now to week 23, I have been not so much craving food a ton. Like some foods I do are like, oh, that sounds really good, but I've been really craving like sweet drinks. So I'm a huge water drinker, and I've been trying to do that a lot, but I have really been wanting like orange juice or apple juice or like a smoothie, or, you know, like Kool-Aid or a Capri Sun, something like that. Like really sweet drinks have really been something that I've been grabbing towards, and that tastes delicious. Like I could have some food and I was like, oh, that tastes good, but then like if I have like a Capri Sun, I'm like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever had in my life. So really craving kind of sweeter drinks. But I'm still trying to balance that out with water too, because I don't want to, you know, get crazy with that. Like just right now, I have a smoothie from Costco, which I've been really loving, like Jamba Juice, but this is like $1.50 versus like $5–6, so all about Costco. So this has been really good. So also in week 23 is when I started really noticing kind of the aches and pains of pregnancy. I've had it here and there throughout, but this is where I really started being like, okay, it's getting a lot harder to get off the couch, or it's getting a lot harder to get out of bed. You know, just kind of aches and pains, growing changes in my body. Having a little bit more time, harder time like struggling with getting comfortable in different positions, where just, you know, my belly's getting in the way, or, you know, I can just feel pressure in my belly when I'm laying in different positions. So just kind of overall, you know, feeling the just growing pains of pregnancy, which I still really love. Like I'm loving every second, even the hard times, because it's just such a cool experience. It's just amazing that us women can do this. So even the rough times, I've been enjoying it. Week 24 is all of a sudden when I started breaking out. So my skin has been like really, really good. Even when I started IVF, all of the hormones and everything like that really were doing some great things for my skin. I wasn't having hardly any breakouts. Every once in a while here and there I'd get like one pimple, and it would probably be because like I just didn't clean my face as well as I should have that night. But week 24 is when I started kind of getting some breakouts, and really along my chin. And some really kind of deep-seated ones there, some pretty intense breakouts, which you know, will last a long time. I'm still kind of recovering from a few of them to, you know, kind of get down so where they're not super inflamed. But since I've been so sick with this stomach virus, I haven't worn makeup in like 5 days. So I'm hoping that that's kind of helped that out a little bit too. Also week 24, I started having a lot of pain like right here, like underneath where your bra is, kind of like that like sternum area. A lot of pain right there, and even if I'm wearing just kind of like a sports bra, I don't wear anything with an underwire right now. I'm just really trying to go as comfy as possible, but it's still there, and even if I don't have a bra on, there's just pain right there. My doctor thinks it's just because my uterus is probably just really high up and just growing and expanding, so that's just kind of the growing pains. But really noticed a lot of discomfort there, especially if I was sitting down and really putting a lot more pressure on there. Week 24 is also when I started noticing that my belly was just getting more round and just big even when you haven't eaten. So really when you're kind of at the beginning stages of pregnancy, like you hardly look pregnant at all like when you wake up, but all of a sudden when you've had a first meal or a couple meals, your belly really tends to pop, and so then you feel pregnant and it's all fun. And now later on, especially week 24 is when I noticed that even when I woke up, I had a belly. 24 is also when I just started feeling a little bit more energy, just kind of a little boost in my energy, where really feeling great, enjoying looking pregnant and kind of feeling pregnant, but also just feeling normal too, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like you feel like your normal self, like you're a human again, you're back to the routine, but now you have this cute little belly and you know, feeling the baby and all the fun things that come with pregnancy, but just feeling a little bit better. Week 25 is when I had one of my next appointments, and this is where I had my glucose test. And I know a lot of people will like really stress out about the glucose test. I fortunately didn't have to do a fasting one. I think that that would probably have been a little bit rougher to do a fasting one because it is quite a sugary drink. They told me I didn't have to fast, so I got to my doctor's office, checked in, and while I was in the waiting room, the woman from the lab area came and brought me like a little bottle, I think it was probably like this much, of fruit punch flavored glucose test, whatever the heck the drink is. And she said I had to chug it down, I had to drink it in 5 minutes or less. So I chugged down the drink, and it was sweet, but it wasn't gross or anything like that. I think the fruit punch was a nice kind of flavor to have. And again, probably it helped that I'm like craving sugary drinks anyway, so maybe that helped it a little bit. And then again, not fasting, I think that really did help, because I could see where if you had an empty stomach and you were still feeling pretty nauseous, to chug that down would be pretty tough. So after that, I couldn't eat or drink anything for an hour, so I just was in the waiting room waiting while the glucose test was just doing its own thing. And then I went to the back and got my labs drawn, and I was all done. Said that there was a few different ones, so I did the 1 hour glucose test. I think there was like a 2 or a 3 hour one too, so I don't know exactly what kind of puts you in that category, but I just did the hour one. And then I waited for my results. I got my results that same week, and the glucose test came back perfect, which is awesome. Was really happy to hear that. The only thing that I found out, which wasn't a super surprise to me because I know I've been anemic throughout my life, just here and there, but I had kind of low anemia. So my OBGYN wanted me to start on an iron supplement at night, just in addition to my prenatals. So I got some over-the-counter ones for that. So it was kind of interesting. My sister-in-law had been talking to me about like the RH negative So if you have like a blood test, or you have a blood type that is a negative blood type, that you have to get this special like injection to make sure that it doesn't interfere with the baby, especially if the baby has a different blood type than you. So I had not even thought about that. I don't even know what my blood type was until recently. And so I went in with the intention of asking my OBGYN that question, and as we started the conversation, she just brought it up. So I'm glad to know that she's on top of it. But I do have a negative blood type, so I will have to get, it's like the Rogam or whatever shot at my next appointment, which will be, I think, next week. So I will be getting that, and then I guess when the baby's born, that if he is a negative blood type, that we don't have to do anything. If he's a positive, then he has to get an injection. I don't know. I'll get more information. It was a lot of information that that meeting, so I'm gonna wait until I get the injection. I'll tell you guys about that in my next update. So that was interesting to find out. And then, oh, also around week 25 is also when I started feeling him even more. I've been feeling him for a while here and there, but it's definitely more frequently, which is so much fun to feel him kicking and moving, and just, it's just an absolute blast. So I've loved that. Now to week 26, this was really exciting for me because finally Matt was able to feel him. So throughout the weeks I've been having Matt, you know, place his hand on my belly, being like, did you feel that one? Did you feel that one? And he couldn't feel anything. Well, finally at week 26 is when he was able to feel him a couple times kicking, and so I thought that was really fun and special for him to finally be able to sort of feel what I'm feeling. Obviously it's a lot different on the inside, but it's a cool kind of experience to finally have your partner be able to feel your baby kick. And I haven't really had anyone else around like frequently at this point anyway, because I've been sick. So now I'll see who else can feel him as well. You know, I'm sure my you know, like my dad and my mother-in-law and my aunt and stuff like that would love to feel him too. So that'll be exciting for everyone here in the next couple weeks to start feeling him too. Week 26, I was up a few more pounds throughout the week, so I'm currently about 17 pounds up from when I started IVF. Still feeling good. I feel like that's a good amount of weight. I did have to take my wedding ring off at this point in week 26 because definitely swelling up. I feel like I took it off and like there was an indent there for quite a few days. I was like, I probably should have taken it out a couple weeks ago. An increase in hunger in week 26 too. Throughout the pregnancy, you know, I have had little bouts of being like, oh, I feel a little bit more hungry, or feel like I could eat more than what I normally would, but for the most part it has been even less than what I normally would eat because of all the nausea that I was having. But I really felt a more, you know, intense, like ravenous feeling around week 26, where I really made it a point to try to snack on at least something, you know, every hour or two. Had some more vaginal discharge in week 26, noticed that, and then an increase in heartburn. So I've never experienced heartburn before in my life. Nausea has always been like my symptom. If I've had any problems, it's always been nausea. But heartburn has been quite a fun change in pregnancy. That's rough. So I've had it here and there throughout the whole pregnancy, just like one day randomly, and I would know because I had, you know, too much at night before I went to bed or something like that. But this has just been like, no matter what I eat, just having some heartburn, and it hurts. It really hurts. I've had like my sister-in-law is having more of like I think she said it was like reflux, where it just feels like something's there. Mine is like the pain, like feels like my throat is on fire no matter what I eat or drink or do, and you know, laying on my side makes it worse, so I like need to be propped up. So that has been a rough adjustment, and again, at my next update I'll kind of talk to you guys a little bit more about that, because that got even worse, so I've had to be on some different meds for that. So that will be a sneak peek for later. But those are all of the updates for the last few weeks. Again, week 22 through 26. Thank you guys so much for being patient with these updates. I know my goal, it was to do them every week. I don't know if there's too many changes that happen, like significant changes. Maybe when I get over 30 weeks, that will be something that I want to do. But I feel like every, 2 weeks is a good amount, and then I can always incorporate like the pictures so that you guys can see each week if the belly is really progressing. And I will do like a little slideshow type of thing at the end of the pregnancy so you guys can see every single week. So I will do that. But I think that every 2 weeks is a good update time, but this was way too long, so sorry that this was a long video. We'll go ahead and get to the baby bump now. Alright, so this is the front shot, what it looks like. This is how we're looking at the side profile. So funny, like when you're looking down, like as me looking down, I'm like, oh, it's not too big, and then when I look at it like in pictures and stuff, I'm like, oh, I am quite popping out. It's so funny to see the comparisons. Naked belly tattoo is still holding up pretty good. And I've noticed like a little bit more of a ridge here where it's like hello belly instead of, I feel like it was more connected before. Alright guys, so that is my update. I will see you in the next couple weeks with my next pregnancy update. I hope you guys are all doing amazing, and if you're pregnant as well, congrats, and I hope you're doing fabulous, and I will see you guys in one of my next videos. Bye!